Wade Wilson slammed the door to his apartment, his tactical suit looking like it had been through a wood chipper. Blood, mostly not his, trailed across the floor as he kicked off his boots. Another day, another group of organ harvesters turned into chunky salsa, he muttered, dropping onto his grease-stained couch. He grabbed a lukewarm slice of pizza from the coffee table and fumbled for the remote. He scrolled through the channels. Boring news, boring infomercial for a slap chop, boring documentary about migrating geese. He was about to give up and switch to Netflix when the screen flickered with static. A vibrant, high-contrast advertisement filled the screen. It was grainy, like a VHS tape found in a basement, showing a kaleidoscope of red balloons and spinning carousels. "The biggest circus in America is opening in Derry," a booming, jovial voice announced. "Fun, candy, unforgettable thrills. The first 10 callers win free all-access tickets." A phone number flashed at the bottom in neon yellow. Wade didn't even chew his pizza. He grabbed his phone and dialed. Come on, Papa needs a corn dog." Click. "Hello," a voice answered. It sounded like a man trying to talk through a mouthful of marbles, punctuated by a high-pitched, wet giggle. "You're the 10th caller, friend. You've won the golden ticket. Come to Derry. We're dying to meet you." "Score!" Wade pumped a fist. "Derry, Maine. Sounds charming. I bet they have great sweaters and zero trauma." Wade packed his bags, mostly katanas, grenades, and a very soft travel pillow, and hailed a taxi to the terminal. He boarded the last bus of the night, a rusted, gray hunk of metal that looked like it hadn't been washed since the Reagan administration. The interior was dim, smelling of damp wool and mothballs. The passengers were off. They sat perfectly still, staring straight ahead with milky eyes. Wade plopped down next to an old woman in a floral dress who was knitting something that looked suspiciously like a human intestine. "First time in Derry, sweetie?" she rasped, her neck cracking audibly as she turned her head. "Yep, won free tickets to the circus," Wade beamed, pulling out a chimichanga. "Want a bite? It's mostly meat-adjacent products." The woman leaned in, her breath smelling like a wet basement. "In Derry, everything floats, even the bus fare." She let out a cackle that turned into a coughing fit, during which a small black spider crawled out of her mouth. "Neat trick. You should be in the show," Wade said, popping his headphones on to drown out the sound of the bus engine, which sounded remarkably like a choir of people screaming in the distance. The bus hissed to a halt at Derry Town Square. Wade hopped off, his bags clattering. The bus immediately sped away, its taillights disappearing into a thick, unnatural fog. Wade looked around. The town was a ghost map. Windows were boarded up, streetlights flickered with a rhythmic click buzz. No cars, no stray cats, just the wind whistling through the cracks in the pavement. "Uh-oh," Wade pouted, his mask drooping. "If the circus is canceled, I am going to be very cross. I might even leave a scathing review on TripAdvisor. 1 star, too many spiders, not enough cotton candy." Just as he was about to burst into theatrical tears, a massive neon sign flickered to life behind him. It was a giant clown face with eyes that actually followed him. "Circus starts at midnight, Town Square." Wade checked his watch. 11:59 p.m. Talk about theatrical timing. The clock tower struck 12. Suddenly, the square was no longer empty. Rows of empty bleachers appeared out of the fog, and a spotlight cut through the dark, hitting the center of the square. There stood the clown. He was tall, dressed in filthy silver silk, with a face like a cracked porcelain doll. He held a bunch of red balloons. "Hiya, Wade," Pennywise whispered. The sound didn't come from his mouth. It echoed from the sewers beneath their feet.
"Hey, Chuckles, my VIP host." Wade walked right up to him. "Where's the popcorn? And I gotta tell you, the bus ride was a bit low-budget horror, but the set design here is A+. Pennywise's eyes turned a predatory yellow. "You don't smell like the others. You smell of rot and madness." "That's just the new car scent I spray on my suit," Wade chirped. The clown's face suddenly contorted, his jaw unhinged, revealing rows upon rows of jagged, needle-like teeth. He lunged, his fingers elongating into sharp talons. He slashed across Deadpool's chest, shredding the suit and leaving deep, bloody furrows in Wade's flesh. "Whoa, physical comedy! I love it!" Wade tumbled backward, drawing his katanas in one fluid motion. "But I should warn you, I'm a bit of a prop comic myself." Wade sliced through Pennywise's arm, but instead of blood, a thick black sludge oozed out. The arm instantly reattached itself with a wet schlick sound. "Oh, so we're both playing with God mode on. Cheater!" Wade yelled. Pennywise growled, and the environment began to shift. The ground turned into a sea of red balloons. The buildings of Derry began to melt like wax. "I know what you fear, Wade Wilson," the clown hissed. "I can see the little boy inside who just wants to be loved, and I can see the man who is terrified that he is nothing but a joke." Suddenly, the clown transformed. He wasn't a clown anymore. He was Vanessa, Wade's lost love. She looked at him with soulful eyes, but her skin was peeling away. "Wade," sobbed Vanessa, "why did you let me die? Why are you so ugly?" Wade stopped. He lowered his swords. For a second, the humor vanished. The square went silent. Pennywise as Vanessa leaned in, a sharp claw hidden behind her back. "Give up, Wade. Join me in the Deadlights." Wade sighed. "That's a really good impression. Seriously, the lighting, the pathos, but you forgot one thing." "What?" the Vanessa thing hissed. "Vanessa doesn't call me Wade when she's mad. She calls me Captain Dipshit. Also," Wade pulled a grenade pin with his teeth, "I know I'm a sucker for a cheap jump scare." Boom! The explosion tore the illusion apart. Pennywise was blasted back, his silver suit scorched. He let out a roar that shook the very air, his form flickering between a clown, a giant spider, and a headless corpse. "Enough!" Pennywise screamed. He opened his mouth, and the Deadlights, the swirling orange cosmic essence of his true form, erupted forth. Any mortal looking at them would have their soul sucked into a void of eternal insanity. Wade stared directly into the orange glow. His eyes widened, his body stiffened. Pennywise began to laugh, a high, triumphant sound. "Now you are mine. Float in the void of—" "Is that it?" Wade interrupted, his voice muffled by his mask. "I mean, it's a nice screensaver, very 90s Windows aesthetics, but I've had worse hallucinations after eating a $3 burrito at a gas station." Pennywise stopped laughing. How are you not screaming?" "Buddy, my brain is a bowl of alphabet soup that someone threw a firecracker into. You can't break what's already a million pieces. You're trying to scare a guy who literally talks to the people watching this story right now. Say hi to the readers, Penny." Wade lunged through the Deadlights, his katanas glowing orange. He didn't just cut Pennywise, he started hacking. He sliced the balloons, he chopped the orange pom-poms, he even gave the clown a very aggressive wedgie. "You are a bad host," Wade punctuated every word with a stab. Pennywise, for the first time in 10,000 years, felt something he hadn't felt since he arrived on Earth. Annoyance, pure, unadulterated irritation. He couldn't scare this man, he couldn't eat him, he couldn't even get him to shut up. "Go away," Pennywise screamed, his voice cracking like a teenager's. "I'm Haribolding. I'm going back to sleep for another 27 years. Just leave." The clown dissolved into a swarm of black beetles and scurried into the nearest storm drain. "Hey, get back here! I still have my ticket," Wade yelled, poking his head into the sewer. "I was promised a funnel cake. I'll call the manager. I'll call the Angels. I'll call the Better Business Bureau." Silence returned to Derry. The neon sign flickered and died. Wade stood alone in the dark, his suit slowly knitting itself back together. Well, Wade looked at the camera. That was a bust. No circus, no snacks, and I think I have a beetle in my ear. He started walking down the lonely road out of town. But hey, at least the bus ride was free, mostly because the driver was a zombie and forgot to collect the fare. He paused, then added, "Do you think Pennywise would be a good fit for the X-Force? No, probably too much of a method actor. Anyway, who's hungry for tacos?"